back at the HO layout, and a little bit of a follow-up. I've been slowly going through that huge lot of HO trains I got off of eBay and trying to restore and fix things up. And here I have this little MANtua 460. I've gotten this broken off smokestack back on. I did it by drilling a hole down through the center of the piece that protruded up to about there, and I ran a screw in there, a number 6. It was about 1 inch long, and then I drilled up and cut the head off the screw and twisted this down and then super glued it. This engine still needs a lot of work, but it runs great. I have on order an epoxy cover for here, an epoxy cover for here, and new lens for here. I also have to make or get the stanchions to hold the rails on each side, and then there's supposed to be, I believe, a motor cover back here. So that's what it's missing, but it does run good. I'll show you that in a minute. But first, I've also been working on the cars, and some of them are in this consist right here. Also, I got a second lot of trains and stuff from a friend, and that requires a lot of work too. So these are not all cars that came from the first lot, but a few came from the second lot as well. Now, I got one of these Netherlands cars in both lots. This one is missing this, the walk. However, I think in the pile of parts that came with the lot, I saw the walk. I just haven't put it on there yet. What I'm doing though is just, I like to test the cars to see if they'll stay on the track. This one here, that came in the second lot, wobbles a lot, which I don't like. This is not too bad. But this one here is terrible for wobble. I have to figure out how to fix that. But you see that this Athearn with the 2 flywheels locomotive pulls this consist very well and with great ease. You gotta love the Athearn blue box stuff. Now the question is, can this old timer pull this stuff? We'll find out. Here's the old timer, and of course I'm going to have trouble getting it on the track, which I always do, but I'll do it. I must have another 15 locomotives or more from that lot to mess with, but time is limited. Now the couplers don't line up very well because I see that the coupler on the Swift Premium car is a little bit high relative to the one on the old timer. I don't know the reason for that. But I've noticed that some of these NMRA couplers cars have that problem. I'm trying to see if I can get the couplers to engage, but they won't engage at all. You see that? That's frustrating. So what we'll do, we'll take this off the track. Fortunately, we have the cars that go with this locomotive. This one's pretty nice. All I had to do is clean it up. Move the engine up a little bit. Get it out of my way. The headlight wire is not soldered yet. It came loose when I was working on the motor itself. I had the thing all apart to do that. The second one that goes with the old timer is missing the stack, so I'm trying to figure out how to fix that. And I need to get some additional old-timey cars to go with this set. Now let's see if this will couple up. Yeah, that one couples up fine. So it must be that the problem is that this car's couplers are too high. And I don't know what the reason for that is, unless it's got the wrong size wheels. Maybe it's got 36-inch scale wheels instead of 33. I'll have to check on that because it has been upgraded with metal wheels by somebody. Okay, what we're going to do is, I'm curious, I want to see if this homemade lighting system that somebody did actually works. And right on the track without any trouble. We'll give it some power. It lights up. Look at that, folks. I have an illuminated caboose. That will encourage me to replace the stack, clean it up, and clean up the contact wheels and all that stuff. But that's pretty neat. Milwaukee Road. I'm glad to have that. I'm not sure who made it, but it's a welcome addition. Put better couplers on it. The weight's loose in there. Fix that. And then we'll see what we have. Well, let's have another look at the Tyco US-1 electric trucking. My layout is very small. I wish it was bigger because there's a lot of interesting accessories that come with these things. Once again, I'm going to demonstrate how the crane works. You see the steering wheel is in the forward position for the truck. When I stop it, there's off. Now these are not designed to go fast, folks. They're not like slot cars that are racing. These are trucks. The axle drives the crane. The axle is spinning a little rod that makes the crane work. And the crane is picking up the load. All right, we're all loaded up. It's stuck. It hit the little track here and stuck. It doesn't usually do that, but it did this time. There, we're free. Now, it's back onto this siding and dump the load, which it just did. Now it's stuck again, but they usually work better than that. Here's the other truck. This is the semi-truck. I don't have any sidings on that one because it's on the outside and there's no room on my layout. I wish there was. As I've said before on a previous video, these are not technically switch tracks. Whenever an object approaches it in that direction, it just takes that turn. As long as you're going this way, nothing's going to happen. When I reverse it, it'll automatically take that turn. You see that? So what I'm going to do to show that, I'm going to turn the truck around. You see? Nothing happens. Give it a nudge. See that? In this direction now, it'll go onto the siding. If you look at these trucks, only this set of wheels is driven, not this set. It has a slot here, a slot guide here, and a slot guide here. And the pickups are spring loaded. And so you have to engage both front and back in the slot in order to make it work properly. This truck has suddenly quit working, so I'll have to work on it. It's been sitting for a while and just needs to be cleaned up, I think. Oh, my power is off. That's what the trouble is. No power. I got power on this side, but not on this side. Why that is, I don't know. Now let me show you the semi-truck and how it works. I like to get these culverts out so they won't be in the way. They have a lot of different variations of these semi-trucks. And the problem with this Tyco US-1 electric trucking is it's expensive and hard to find. But on the rear bogie, it has 2 slot guides. Both have to be engaged. On the truck, it has 2 slot guides. Here's picking up some lint and stuff in there. So I'm gonna I should service it, lubricate it, clean the pickups and everything, and then it'll be back to working fine again. When you buy these things, one of the problems is the little stacks are often broken off. Right about here, they break off. Broken off. As you can see, I've got the stacks intact. When it tilts back, this opens and the load falls out. These culverts come in different sizes. The culverts for the crane are not these long ones. So if you need to find culverts, don't get the long ones. You see the difference? You want the short ones that fit in there, not the long ones. Well, that concludes this little demonstration of what's going on here in HO land. Thanks for watching.